Hey everybody, this is Miss Hannah. Today you're going to be learning how to write your weekly letter to me or to Miss Julie. You're going to be writing a letter each week about the book that you're reading. You may be reading multiple books. You're only required to write a letter about one of them. Here is an example of a letter you could write. I wrote my letter to Miss Lisa because Miss Lisa is my boss and that's who I would want to tell about my books. You'll address your letter to either me or Miss Julie, whoever your teacher is. So I started off my letter with the date. I included the day of the week because you will all turn in your letters on different days of the week. Today's Wednesday, that's the day I wrote my letter, and then I included today's date, 8/28/19. The next part I wrote was my greeting. My greeting is Dear Miss Lisa. Yours will say either Dear Miss Hannah or Dear Miss Julie. Then I started talking about my book. This is called the body of the letter. All of the information is the body of the letter. I didn't indent. Indenting is when you move the first word over a little bit. I didn't indent on this because when you're writing a letter, you line up the first word of your letter to the first word of your greeting. Okay? I said this week, I'm reading the book Prisoner B3087. Okay? You won't put Prisoner B3087. You'll put the title of your book here. Okay? And then I told the genre. I said, this is a historical or realistic fiction book. Then I told about the main character. This book's main character is Yannick. Of course, your main character will be different. Then I want you to tell about the problem in your book, or the problems if there are more than one. Yannick experiences many horrible things in this book, but the part I'm reading right now is when he stood under the shower head and thought he was going to die, but he didn't. Okay, I want to hear about your main problem going on in your book in this part of your letter. Then I want to know how you feel about the book. I told Miss Lisa, this is a very interesting book. If you don't think it's interesting, if you don't think the book you're reading is very interesting, you don't have to say that. I want you to say however you feel about your book. If you think this book is not interesting, you can say that. If you think that your book is the best book you've ever read, you can say that too. Okay? And then I want to know if you recommend it or not. I said, I hope you'll check it out. That means I do recommend it. Or if I didn't recommend it, I would say, I think you should pass on reading this book. Okay? Put it in sentence form. And then I do my closing. I closed mine sincerely. You can put love. You can put thanks. You can sign your letter a number of ways, but choose whichever one you like the best. But I use sincerely. Then I put a comma after it, and then I sign my name, Hannah Brosh. You can see that my letter isn't super long, but it's also more than one or two sentences. It's at least a paragraph. And the most important thing is to make sure that you have every part. So you have your greeting, your title, genre, main character, problem, do you recommend it, and how you feel about it. Then your closing and your name. All right? Feel free to look back at this video anytime you need a reminder about how to write your letter. Can't wait to read them.